Staying with the idea of conceptual modelling, I want to create a very simple shade. So what I'm going to do is pick on the vertical plane, and it's the one centre, left, right, and I want to draw on that. So I'm going to turn to the view here, so I'm looking directly onto that plane itself. I'm going to create a line. I'm going to move up from the bottom here and maybe set it at about 10 feet, but I want to make this driven by dimensions so that I can change the actual sizes. So if I zoom in on this, what I'm going to do is give it a height and give it a depth, and then later on I'll give it a width. I'm going to take the align dimension, and from the bottom plane here, and usually you might want to tab until you're sure that you're getting the level 1 plane here. Click to the line, place the dimension, and while I'm there I'm going to place the other dimension. What I'm doing is I'm tabbing on the end of the line until I find the point, and then tabbing on the other end of the line until I find the point, and then placing the dimension. So I'm going to have here the height and the depth of the shade. So let's create parameters that reflect this. If I select the dimension itself, not the text but the dimension line, I say add parameter. Let's call this height. I'll just keep it as a type parameter, and I'll pick on this here, and let's change that to depth. And the last part of this is I'm going to turn to 3D. Remember, my classrooms are about 30 feet wide, so if I select the line itself, and I now say I can create a form from that, extruding it. If I look at that extrusion, if I were to click on the edge here, that dimension there, I'm going to click to turn that into from a temporary to a permanent dimension. And I'm going to name that as being the width. So I've got height, depth and width for my shading device. And then just to make sure that everything's working, I'm going to the family types up here, and let's set this to 30 feet wide and apply. And I'm now ready to bring that into a project. So I'll be able to place the bottom left corner but control the height above the ground, the width of the shade and the depth of the shade in a project. And I'll just do it quickly just so you can see it. If I do load project, I bring it in. What I should have done, of course, is named it so that when it comes in and shows up in here, it doesn't say family 1. So let me do a control tab. I'll save this as the family. I'm going to put it in my forms folder. I'm going to call it shade simple. I've got one there already, I'm just overwriting it, so the one that I just created is what I've got here. If I load that into my project, I'm just going to place it there so you can see it, but this is actually shade simple, and I can place this and use this with my classrooms.